third quarter was a busy period for SynAct Pharma, and they have just also received IND approval. Welcome, CSO Thomas Jonassen.
Thank you.
And what is needed to receive IND approval?
IND approval is, in principle, to get an approval to run clinical studies in the US. Before getting there, you need to work a lot with your package and secure that all the documentation is present and submitted and in a very good shape for FDA to review that. We had a pre-IND meeting through the spring where we discussed the development plan, and from there we of course got very good input to our case. But we then filed it in September, and then we got the approval here effective from Sunday.
You're now able to initiate the RESOLVE study. Could you tell us a bit about the study design?
Yeah, the RESOLVE study is where we test our compound AP1189, melanocortin receptor agonist, a BioStock agonist with until further a very nice safety profile, and also very importantly effective in rheumatoid arthritis from at least from our study in the BEGIN study that we reported last year. The RESOLVE study is to test the compound in the patient population that we call DMARD-IR. That means patients who for at least 3 months have been treated with first-line treatment, methotrexate, and do not have control of the disease. It's approximately 45 to 50% of all patients who do not respond adequately, and where there is a need for safe and novel approaches to reduce or to control the disease. So that's where we go in. It's a study in 2 parts. The first part is a 4-week dose range study, test 3 doses versus placebo. And then when we have the result from that next year, around a year from now or something, then we can then plan for the part B of the study, which is a 12-week full phase 2B study. That should bring us to identify the doses that could be brought into phase 3. And the aim is, of course, to show that we have a compound that's safe, effective, and so there's a potential moving forward.
And the rheumatoid arthritis patients are in great need of new treatments, especially those in the RESOLVE study. How can AP1189 fill the unmet medical need?
I think we can fill the unmet medical need by going in and treating the disease by a novel approach. There's a lot of very good treatments for rheumatoid arthritis, but most of them are associated with side effects, and they have the potential to reduce immunosuppression, meaning that they increase risk of infections. Lately, we have the JAK inhibitors who have shown to not only to have increased risk of infection, but also have cardiovascular effects. At least last week, EMA came out and said that they made restrictions on the use, especially not to try to avoid to give them older patients and also patients with cardiovascular disease. So I really think there is a need for a novel compound and a novel way of treating the disease where I think we could make a difference.
And if we focus on the EXPAND study, how is the patient recruitment going?
Yeah, the patient recruitment is going really good. The EXPAND study is in the same as in the BEGIN study, is in treatment-naive patients, and we are working with, we learned these investigators during the BEGIN study, and it works very well. We started dosing we started the study in September, and it runs very nice now.
And you have several exploratory endpoints in the study. Why are these of value?
I think that they are very much of value, including MR scans we have in a sub-study. They are very much valued because the way we address the disease with our compound is resolution therapy, which is a novel way of attacking rheumatoid arthritis or other inflammatory or autoimmune diseases. So we need to get as much information as possible to put into the overall package to explain how this works and differentiate us from the other, you could say, treatment options on the market.
And are you financially and organizationally prepared for the upcoming development?
We raised money this spring here, and we do have to the activity that is associated with this with our development in rheumatoid arthritis, and also to support the continuous development in nephrology that we have on the side. So that is where we are right now. We do have a lot of ideas, including with 1189, what we could do better, and not better, but expand into additional indications. We also have potential new compounds. But right now we have to focus.
And do you still have ongoing partnering discussions, or are they on hold for now?
No, we have continuously discussions, especially here after the IND. Then we are going a full round around again and discuss with them. And our US-based business developer is in continuous discussion with the potential partners. And but of course, they are waiting for data as we are, and now we have initiated these studies, and they are very eager to, as we are, to get the results.
Interesting, and thank you for watching this interview with SynAct Pharma CSO, and thank you, Thomas, for joining me in the studio.
Thank you.